Hi everyone, welcome to another amazing Scratch project. Today we will do Spirograph. In the Spirograph we have three different things: edge, length and distance. And based on these things, it's going to keep drawing the polygons around a circle. And then it will come out amazing drawings. Let's see how it's going to look like. So I'm going to draw one pentagon with the size of about a 40 and 40 size, and the distance is going to be about the 18 angles. And now let's see how will it look like. Now you see there is an art coming out with this drawing, so we can stop and do something else. We can make them close to each other, or have distance each other. It becomes beautiful when they are close to each other. Okay, now we will do the programming together. Let's go. In the programming part, we will continue with the previous project. In the previous project, we done the polygon generator, and I'm going to use the same blocks of the polygon generator. And in this project, we won't need ask and answer. That's why I'm going to take them away, put them over there, and I don't need answers as well. So of course, instead of these answers, I'm going to use variables. I will go quickly, click on the variables and write my variables. My first variable is going to be edges. Second one is going to be size of the edges. And the third one is going to be distance between the polygons. That's why I'm going to call this distance. And quickly, instead of the answer from the previous project, polygon generator, I can quickly place their edge. We were calculating turning angle, dividing 360 by the number of the edges. That's why I'm going to place another edge into this equation. And now we can also take the size from here. Of course, it's the move steps is going to tell us how long the line is going to be. If you make this size more, and it's going to be longer. If you give the size smaller, of course the line is going to be smaller. Now quickly we can try this, but before we try, I want to change the background. By clicking on that, I will get these XY grid lines, and make sure to place this cat also in the center. After you place this, you can see the coordinates. It's let me place it right here, -27 to -21. And later on, I would like to also change the way that these edges, sizes and distance look. By clicking double, I can do this, or I can click right and change this with the slider. So this slider will help me to set the variable by sliding on the stage without going the coding side. So while I play the game or use the program, I can control these variables on the stage. So make sure you set them in the slide. So when you set this on a slide, by the way, you can change the slider range. Let's say for the edges, I want the slides to start, the minimum value should be 3 for the edges, and the maximum, let's set this 23. So maybe you can see this 0, but when you just scroll a little bit, and the minimum one is going to be 3. So we can do the same thing for the size. The size is going to start from 20 till 100, it's okay. And the distance is going to be between 10 and 180. Now quickly we can actually run this, and make sure you also set the pen size to something less than 15, because the 30 is the too much. And then I'm going to set this example to pentagon, and then make this to 70. Okay, the size of the every line is going to be 70. Let's press this now, space. So now it drew a pentagon. When you write 8, it's going to draw one polygon with 8 sides. If you make this smaller, so of course it's going to be a smaller one with the 8 edges. So that's it. Now let's also involve this distance into the drawing, and then it's going to show us how Spirograph is going to look like. Now after it draws this polygon, and we will use here another turn, so we will find another place to draw another polygon. So it's going to change the location of the pencil, or the location of the things which is drawing, and we will turn this with an angle. That angle is going to come from the distance. Of course, we have to use the variable of distance. And if we want to make this keep drawing all around the circle, we need to use the forever. And let's see how will it look like. Now I will make the distance between each polygon with a 24 angle. And now when I press the space, it has to draw this. So as soon as it draws one, so it's going to change the location of that, and it will draw another. It will keep drawing another by changing its position. And in the end, it will just circle all the shapes. So you can see that. So while it repeats that, and it's going to be a kind of Spirograph technique. We can also change this pen color effect with a smaller number. Let's do this with a 3, and it's going to look different then. And of course we can also make this weight 0, or we can directly take it off from there, and it's going to keep drawing faster. And I think now you understand better what happens when we change the colors effects. If you change this with a smaller number, and the color shades are changing with a closer ones, but when you change this with a bigger number, it directly changes the color shade with a completely different one, the current one. Now after we do this, we can place here also some buttons. I will place the button over there, but the size is big. I will do this 60%, just for fitting this space. And I will say that when I go event, actually I'll find this flag, because when I press the flag, I want everything to be active. And of course they will be always checked with the forever, and I will place there if else, because every button has the 2 status, one pressed, another unpressed. I will do this also with different sensing. I will say if touching, which means when I hover my mouse over the button, I want its color to be changed. I can go to looks, and from the looks I will find the set FX. Actually I will change its brightness with +10, and I can duplicate this and place it here. If I don't hover, I mean if I don't touch the mouse, it's going to make this minus negative, okay? Minus 10. So I'm going to just show you what happens. Example, when I go touch over this, actually I'm not doing mouse down. I'm not clicking at all. I just doing the mouse pointer over the button, and it just sets this brightness to 10. When I do away, it makes this minus 10. And I want to do this also. So when I'm over this, and I can also click on that, right? So in that case, I will put another if condition inside this part, and this time I'm going to say if mouse down. So when I press down, I will go to events and then take one broadcast message, and I will say that clicked, okay? So broadcasting is going to help us to communicate across the sprites. Example, with this broadcast I can control the cat, which means when I click on that, I'm going to activate the cat. So I will go to cat, and I will not run these things with the space like in the previous project. This time I'm going to control this with a button. I will go to when I receive clicked. So the thing is basically works like that. When I click mouse down, it's going to make the broadcast clicked, and the cat is going to receive the clicked, and then it will activate these things. Let's do it quickly. I'm going to change the values here. And then when I click on that, check this out. Now it's working. And we can also make this sound some different click or beeps, whatever. So we want it sound something, okay? After we do this, as you see, brightness effects by going over this, and we can also make a sound something like a beep, click sound, okay, pop sounds when I go over the button. I can do this firstly, make sure you are on the button one, and then I will get another flag from the events, and from the control I will get forever and an if condition. And here I'm going to say the same thing if touching to the mouse pointer. In that case, I'm going to sound the music. So actually I have it here in the list. If you don't have it right here in the list, you can go directly to the sound and click on that, and right there pop, or you can listen those musics, and which one you prefer you can add, and from the codes you will see in the list, okay? So when I go to over the button, you see that this pop sound repeats continuously. I can control this using until, wait until not touching mouse pointer. Let's do it quickly, and then I'm going to explain why we did this. When I go over the button, you will listen the music only once because of the second code line right here, because it says wait until not touching mouse pointer. When I'm over this, so I'm on the position of touching mouse pointer. So it's going to wait until not touching mouse pointer. So it's going to wait you till you go out of this. And then when you go out of this, you're already out of the condition. So it will just play this music only once. Now I can repeat duplicate the same button with a size of example 30, and we will change its color. So this time this button I'm going to use for stop, and I will set this to the red, and the same thing also, as you see, happens for this. But for this one, I would like to use the different broadcast. I will say stop, and I will go to cat and put here from the events, when I receive stop, so from the controls I will get the stop other scripts. So now let's run the things what we have done. I'm going to make this example one hexagon, and the size I would like to do 60, and it will be close to each other. Now you hear the music, right? And when I click on that, it's going to start drawing that. So by clicking this, it's going to stop that. So when I stop this, I can change the figure that I like. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the project. All the best for you. See you in another tutorial. Bye bye.